Hey everyone, today we're going to be talking about how to treat tennis elbow and my 5 favorite exercises, and these are really evidence-based and work really well. Now in the past, when people had tennis elbow, they used to receive a lot of soft tissue modalities, heat, ice, ultrasound, and things of that sort to help kind of settle this elbow down. But what we've learned is that this muscle right over here, which is aggravated from doing a lot of gripping, grasping, and twisting, like using a screwdriver, or people who play gripping sports like tennis, will have an irritation to this muscle group where it attaches to the bone on the outside of your elbow over here. That pulls and pulls and pulls, causes irritation, inflammation, swelling, and can shut this muscle down. And what we need is for this muscle to be stronger than the activity that you're doing so it doesn't become overloaded. So we need it to be stronger. Now it's not uncommon to have a little pain while doing some of these exercises. So a 2 to 3, maybe even up to a 4 on a pain scale is not uncommon, and that's okay. But if this pain continues to bother you for 24 hours, 48 hours, then you probably should hold off on doing the exercise. Now I'll show you 5 different exercises and a few modifications to each of them. So the first one we're going to do is going to be a wrist extension exercise. You take a light weight, something easy at first. For the first couple times when you do these exercises, go light and easy, and then slowly increase the weight till you feel like that arm becomes pretty fatigued while you're doing the activity. The arm is going to stay stable on a table here, and you're going to take this weight and you're going to bring it up and then slowly back down. It's a very slow motion up and down. You do 8 to 10 repetitions. Use a weight that is heavy enough so that the last one becomes a little bit hard for you to do. Okay. Now a lot of people have so much pain with tennis elbow that they can't grip. So if you can't grip a weight like this, you can always use something like a ankle weight. And I like to start with isometric, which means just holding that hand in a neutral position just like this with the weight over the top of the hand so that you're not gripping and over irritating that outside of the elbow. This is a really nice progression. I like to start most people like this, especially if they're having a lot of pain in the outside of that elbow. Now if you're also having a hard time with the gripping, you can use a piece of TheraBand like this and put it over the back of the hand, put this other piece under the foot like that, and then you can go just like that. Good. So that is our first exercise, which is a wrist extension type exercise. Now the next exercise I like to do is called side-lying external rotation. I don't only do this with our patients who have tennis elbow, but I do it a lot with our patients who have rotator cuff problems, patients who have postural weakness. It's very good at activating the rotator cuff, which helps to stabilize the shoulder, and it activates the postural muscles. Now as you can see, we are using a ankle weight here around the wrist so that we don't have to grip too much, especially if this person is having acute pain and a lot of discomfort in the elbow. We might start with this. That's much more comfortable on the elbow. And I also like to put a roll underneath the elbow here so it doesn't let the arm migrate away from the body. It's very important that your body is perpendicular to the table. The arm stays at 90 degrees at the elbow, and what you do is you drop the hand down here, you imagine that you're rotating the elbow on a pin, and you're coming up to a position that is parallel to the floor. Okay, and it's nice and slow and controlled. This is an excellent exercise. To make it a little more interesting and a little bit better, you can engage the shoulder blade back here next to the spine and keep it like that. Now rotate up and down. This is called side-lying external rotation. This one will fatigue with very little weight, especially in the back of the shoulder. Okay, so probably one of the most important exercises you could do for your shoulder, but it doesn't take much to really fatigue it. Good. The next one is called supination. We want to strengthen the supinator muscles, which are the muscles that help to turn the arm up like this. And so what we do is we typically will start with a cane. You can use a hammer, you can even use a weight, whatever works for you. And you bring the cane down to about parallel to the floor, and then you return it back up here nice and slowly, just like that. Now if you feel like that's too easy, you can do a couple different things. You can add a weight to this part of the cane, or you can extend the cane up this way a little bit more so that there's just more weight on that end. So this is a slow motion supination activity that can really help strengthen that forearm, especially with twisting type activities. Now, our next exercise is going to be a thumbs up exercise. The research really shows that people who have tennis elbow also have weakness in the shoulder muscles, the back of the rotator cuff, and the shoulder blade muscles, those postural muscles. So the next one is going to be what we call a thumbs up exercise. So we're just going to take the weights off here. And if you don't have a weight bench at home, you can always use the corner of a bed. Just like this, you put the chin on the corner, arms go down by the side. You can use a light weight. Now again, if the gripping is too uncomfortable while doing this exercise, you can always wrap an ankle weight around the wrist so there's no gripping there. Now what you do is you lead with the thumbs, turn the arms out. You want to make a perfect T with your body, so arms there, so it makes a T. And then you go straight up and down. You're squeezing between the shoulder blades. This is a great rotator cuff exercise. It's a great postural exercise, and we build stability here so that the elbow can move more efficiently and not get overused in the elbow. Great. Now the next exercise, research shows, is that people have a loss of mobility in this part of the spine when they have tennis elbow. So we want to increase this rotation here. So I'm going to have you on your side. The knees are going to stay bent like this. The hands are going to go right out. And what you're going to do, and this is very important, is as this arm comes up, you're going to lead with the head and the eyes. You're going to try to keep the low part up here, and you're going to open up this part of the chest slowly and then back down in this position right here. Let's try a couple of those. So you're leading with the eyes, looking with the head in the same position. Great little exercise for mobility. You can do this sitting in a chair also. That is fine. Good. Excellent. So I'll let you sit up. So when you do these exercises, it's important that you don't cause too much irritation to the outside of that elbow, but you should have a little discomfort. It's important that we get this stronger. It should be progressive. You do this 2 to 3 times a week and use a load that stresses it a little bit so that you're not completely exhausted when you're done doing it, but you're pretty tired on the last rep in the last set. So those are some of my favorite exercises on how to treat tennis elbow, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thanks.